My name's Alfie Edwards. I am a Apprentice Service Desk Analyst, and I joined Timewade September the 1st is when I started. Day to day involves with working with the rest of the service desk team. We have a range of clients that work in all different kind of areas, and we just manage their IT, which could be servers, their computers. So it can get pretty hectic at times, but it's a good laugh. It's a good laugh. I enjoy it a lot. I've always played games from when I was young, really. I was more of a sports person than I was actually computer. Then once I'd got into the later years, I kind of understood that sport probably wasn't the best route to go down to. It's so hit and miss, whereas IT could be something that I could actually see a career in. So then I started building my own computers and stuff like that. And then I thought the best way to get into IT is probably an apprenticeship. So I thought I'd take the jump on it and see what happens. And I've probably ended up in the best position I could, really. It's more grown into a passion now, I'd say. Like actually being at work is you enjoy it a lot more than just sitting at home and trying to learn it when it's all practical and you've got good people that you work with teaching you stuff as well. It's just a good environment and a good area to be, really. So it's every Thursday. We go to Exeter College, and it's a wide variety of different like subjects almost. It's all based around IT, but this trimester we've been doing coding and logic and also business. So we've been looking at the business side of how IT can be implemented into different IT roles essentially, because not everybody in the class is actually based in the IT service desk role. Some of them have different, for example, Joseph's in centralized services as well. So he looks at a bit different role to necessarily what I do every day. So it's trying to benefit everybody in the group as much as possible while still getting the same information in a way. It's good to get that like working environment, but in a different area instead of being in the office all day, every day. Having that 1 day break where we go to college and kind of sit there and with people, not necessarily our own age, because at time we've got a very young team. We've got a couple people who have been here for a while, but usually it's quite a new, fresh team. So yeah, but it's nice to go there and kind of experience different people in different environments of what they do with work. I've got a bunch of people from like schools and that who deal with not necessarily the same issues we deal with. So it's quite interesting to learn about how they go through their job and that. So yeah, it's good. It's good though. It's enjoyable. Both college and actually being in work play two different roles that kind of merge into one. Like with work, it's kind of practical and we come in and we're still learning on the job, especially me and Joe being apprentices, we're still learning on the job. Whereas we go into college and it's not really learning on the job, it's more learning like the wide variety of all the different stuff as well. So then when we go back to work, we can try and implement what we've learned. I'm based in the office Monday to Friday, apart from Thursdays being at college. I didn't expect when I joined for it to be as such a young as a team as it is. There's a couple of people who have been here for a while, but it is mainly we've got Jack who joined us just a month before me and Joe joined from a different company. Multiple people have been here for just over a year. It's really fresh, so it's quite nice experiencing everything together, I'd say. Everybody just wants to help each other, so it's a good environment to be around. I'm sure it will differ between where your office is based, but where our new office is based, it's such a nice area to be. It does feel like you work for a proper company. It's not just some basement office. It's a nice area, and you've got other people, you've got all these other companies that are actually based in the same building as you as well. So it's quite interesting to see like what people are walking into the office next to you and stuff like that. It gives you, I think it gives you a lot of inspiration. I believe our apprenticeship is, I want to say 18 months, so a year and a half, but we do have the option to finish it after 366 days, so a year and 1 day after we start it. The earlier we can get off the apprenticeship with the qualification, the better for everybody, really. The area I want to move into is more the cybersecurity kind of that aspect. It's something that when I first came into it, I was quite intrigued by. So I'd like to set that for my goal for the moment and something I can work towards. There's a bunch of qualifications that I can get on the side of working with Timewade that like can help me push towards that goal. I just want to take it as it comes, really. I want to learn the like area that I'm in. I feel like there's a lot of IT, there's a lot in IT and there's a lot that I need to learn before I can really try and push into like a certain area that I want to go into. So just trying to nail the basics of really of what IT is, how it's important, and how I can really just ultimately learn it as much as I can, really. I'm hoping by the end of college, by that time I'll be much more established in the area, and we can move from there really. It's going to be the future as well. I think it's probably a good industry to get into while you can, because a lot of the world seems to be moving more tech and tech every day. So the earlier you get in, the more you know, the better the outcome will be in 20 years time, I'm sure. So I'd just do it. There's nothing that should stop you from wanting to do an apprenticeship. Like you, especially with coming straight out of school, you have that experience of already being in the school environment. So for a lot of people, there's a couple people on our course who are actually they haven't been at school for quite a long time. There's a couple late 20s, and I think for them coming back into the school environment might be a bit daunting. But I'd say even if you've just come out of school, or you haven't been in school for ages and you want a different career path, I think an apprenticeship's such a good way to start, because you get that support from the company, but also from another place as well, like college. I see no reason why it should stop you. I think it's probably the best way to move, and especially in IT, where they'll probably look for more established people at companies, people who have that IT experience. It's probably best to try and look to get that apprenticeship role if you can. It's that first stepping stone. Just do it. That's what I say.